Hey, man, when you I watched a match, it was a good match you had with Hannibal up there at Great Northwest Wrestling, and it was, 3 years ago?
I might have been, I don't know.
Real solid match, and I just love just the basic psychology of it. And he's not necessarily a white meat babyface. And big guy, he was a champion, and you were definitely the heel. But I really enjoyed that match. So when was, and I'm going to recommend it at the end of the podcast. I guess my question to you is, when did you stop actively competing? Will you still take on a match? Are you done?
Oh, yeah.
Okay. So you're still going.
I still do. Cause, and the only reason I do is because I love it. I enjoy it. And I still find a challenge. I still am learning things and trying to experiment. And
I was going to lead on by asking you how you're feeling right now, but going back to that match with Hannibal, the thing that stuck out was the basic psychology and telling the story. It's not the greatest match in the world, but what I took away from it was just your mannerisms, your body language, the execution, the psychology. He's more of a vicious type worker from the stuff I've seen from him in the past. So like I said, he's not white meat, but I just love the body language and just the simple things. And you never pander to the crowd. There's too much pandering going on in today's wrestling scene, but it was body language and it was the psychology and the strategy of the match. But do you remember what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
When you were vicious, I mean, it was straight up. It wasn't overdone. It wasn't underdone. It was just perfect.
When I went out there, I knew, because he had told me, because I understood. I mean, he owns the company, and he's got to go around, and but to your point, I'm looking at him, and he paints black around his eyes, and he's a big guy.
Yeah.
And I'm looking at him, I'm thinking, boy, for one, since I had the head, I mean, it's hard for me to turn heel in matches. I have to get real creative, But when you understand what a heel's job is, then it gets a little easier, and that is, my job is to get that baby face over. Meaning, I got to make everybody in that building, that baby face has got to become their car. I tell guys all the time, if you want real heat, you have to get you got to make the baby face a person's car. What I mean by that is, if we walk outside right now, we see somebody standing there with a can of gas, pouring it all over a car, and they're setting fire to the car. Now, it ain't your car. It ain't my car. They're probably most likely not going to do anything. But most people now will get their phone out and scream World Star and start videoing it. Or they'll call the police because it's not their car. They have no investment. Now, if we walk outside, we see it's your car, okay? You're probably going to run over and try and kick the guy's ass, because it's your car. You care more. If we walk outside, now this is a home run for a heel. If we walk outside and we see somebody setting fire to your car with your family and your dog in it, you're probably going to run over there and try and kill him because you care more. You have more investment. So my job as a heel is not to get my shit in. It's not for me to do all my cool moves. My job is to make that baby face somehow everybody in that building's car. Even if I just make them, I'm trying to make them the car with the family and the dog.
Right.
Now I can get somebody to come in the ring and try and stab me. But if I can at least make him their car, now I do one thing to him, I've just done it to everybody in the building. And it don't matter how you do it, you have to do that. You got to make that baby face that audience's car, so they care. And it was tricky. I mean, it ain't easy when you're working with a guy that's probably a little bigger than you. He looks like he does. He looks like a heel.
Yeah.
And people know you as a babyface, and they've seen you on TV. And let's face it, I mean, the only reason, you get booked on these independent shows is that, it's for the nostalgia thing. The audience remembers you from TV. They want to see you come out, do your thing. They want to see me come out, act like a lunatic, run around the ring, hit somebody with a plastic hat, yay, and we all go home. But now I'm being put in here to now work with, and I understand he owns the company and he's got to go around and try and get sponsors, and so he's got to kind of be a babyface. Okay, well that means I can't do my shtick the way I normally do it. I got to do it a little differently, and I got to try and get him over so that I can get some kind of heat on it.
But check this match out and tell me what you think about it. I really enjoyed the match, and I've seen Hannibal in action when he's working heel, and really works with a strong, aggressive style. So, Hannibal, if you listen to his podcast, I wasn't knocking your babyface work. I'm just used to seeing you as a vicious heel. Enjoyed the match very, very much. So anyway, with that being said, check that out.